Hey, this is my first time trying Revolution Idol. It's a game that I think has the same publisher as Potatoes vs. Farmers vs. Potatoes. I haven't played many Idle games before, but one of my close friends plays lots of them, and he suggested this one as a pretty good starter into the Idle genre. Just gonna have a quick suss, first time playing the game. I have no idea about the game mechanics or anything. I kind of just explore them today in a quick little sesh to see what it's all about. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick look. So here we go. Watch the circles fill and numbers go up. Each time the circle fills you up, get some score and add multi value to the multi of the color. Okay. So no clicking at the start of this game. Love that. Absolutely hate when you have to click 10,000 times or use an auto clicker essentially to like kind of get progression in a game going in idle games. I'm kind of glad that we're moving away from that in the genre, or at least, since like clicker heroes and all that back in the day. Kind of good to see that, you don't have to start off by breaking your index finger to get the game going. So circle spins, number up here seems to go up. Awesome. You can buy buildings, they boost speed of circles, ascend to prestige for building. Brilliant. So that's like buying like efficiency stuff, I think. Again, super new to this like genre of game, so please bear with me if I butcher some mechanics. Revolution is your current tab. Here you can watch circles fill and the numbers go up, ascend, prestige, and promote. Like the main tab or like where you start, I guess. For more info, click on help. Classic. Time flux, you gain this when you're offline or when you watch it. Rewarded ad, that's interesting. Ads to speed up time. I'm not opposed to that. I much rather that than like kind of like lots of microtransactions here and there. I probably won't be watching any ads to speed up time because I'm in no rush. I'm just going to see what the game's about, but I kind of like that in general. You can speed up again and make time warp. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So, little flashing orange thing. Daily check-in. Love daily check-ins in games. It's probably might be based. I'm not sure if that would be based on how much 24 hours after the previous one, souls. Time okay. So time flux is like speed up time. So claiming it now I think is fine. Some games like it's kinda like it might be like 10x of your hours currently playing, so doing it now would be throwing. That seems like it's completely fine. Use resource to add resource per spin. Makes sense, super basic. Um Now, this costs. Okay, so the resource itself is just the circles. Revolutions, I guess, makes sense. Revolutions is circle. And these seem to be like different buildings or different, like, like, yeah, you go down like the tree in the auto games. So 100.6. Ooh, it has its own revolution. That's interesting. So we end up with a whole big circle, or circles upon circles upon circles. That's kind of interesting. Um, times 10. And there's no multiplier upgrade here. Ah, I see. So like because these values are multiplicative, it starts like really getting going when you start adding to them. So we go like 0.6. Okay, cool. So that's gonna start getting up pretty quickly. What's the start pack? Enjoy early game boosts. Okay, so that is pretty much just pay to win. Kind of not interested in that at this stage because I don't know like what value that is, and also we're not going to be like paying anything here. Just having a quick, or at least for now, just having a look to see what's going on. That's interesting. So this time flux stuff, you can actually use 2x or 3x the whole game, or you can just go straight into time. That's interesting. Ascensions, I mean, achievements, pretty basic stuff probably. Get x multiplier, like get x like value. Um, Infinity. I don't know. There's a speedrunning achievement for like a resetting. That's kind of interesting. Probably just like a late game thing where it's almost like automatic. Slow down for the first time. You can slow down. That's interesting. Maybe it's mechanic later on. I love these statistics. Like I love stats in general. Like I remember playing Clicky Heroes back in the day, and I used to just like always look at all the stats and stuff. Display pop-ups, brilliant. FPS, probably not relevant at all. 60 FPS, it is what it is. Have everything on. Bright text for dark colors. Anti-flicker. Anti-flicker is nice. Battery save's nice. If you were to like have a like, I'm assuming it's like a phone game that maybe was ported. I'm not entirely sure. Hide skin, not sure what that's relating to. It's brilliant. Tutorials, yes please, because I don't know what I'm doing. Ooh, hotkeys. Okay, buy all upgrades, ascend all upgrades, apply prestige. Okay, so hotkeys are there. You know, probably like later on, it can get pretty hectic. I'm probably wasting a bit of time. 800. On this, there's probably like something I could go in bed and find like the optimal way to like power up stuff and to like progress. I'm kind of not a huge fan of just like doing that because then it's like almost just watching a video. As in, it's funny I said that, but yeah, in these sorts of games, I'm not one to look for the optimal progression pathway because then it kind of takes out the fun for me. Kind of like messing up, and as long as I don't get like soft locked or like hard lock my progression, then I'm pretty happy just poking around, seeing what's going on. In the shop, you have boosts, which increase your score per revolution, makes sense. Multiplier, multiplicative multipliers, the speed at which things turn around, and how much to do the ascensions, which we're not up to yet. And then you can use that time flux stuff for just like go forward into the future. That makes sense. Oh, okay. That's cool. So I like these skins. They use, oh, I have 1,000 by default. I really like that. Okay. So it's saying, hey, oh, okay. I kind of like these. Go back to the stocks. Actually, we'll go to revs real quick and just grab one of them to get that ball rolling. I like that you have 1,000 of this currency to begin with, so you can change from the ring to orbital or the alpha mask from the get-go. You're not kind of stuck with the basic ring from the start. It's like if you really want like this aesthetic, the orbital kind of vibe, or the alpha mask more, you could start with that, which is really nice. I'm not sure how to earn this currency if you can earn it. Maybe you can. You probably can. Was that no? The daily was time flux, and this stuff is. This stuff is. It's not time flux. It is blocked. No, that'd be later mechanics for these ones after you reset and stuff. I'm gonna try to get that currency. Maybe it's from like doing achievements. That would make sense. Okay, yeah. So you get achievements to unlock that, which is really nice. So the more you play and the more you progress, you get these little fire points, whatever the currency is called. That's pretty cool to be able to unlock different skins just by playing the game. I'm definitely a bit of a hoarder when it comes to this sort of currency, like gems in different games and all that sort of stuff. I definitely hoard it quite a bit. The Abyss with the anglerfish, really cute. As an old school RuneScape player, that's probably what I'd be saving up for if I play like enough to unlock that 6,500. You can buy souls. That's valid. That's completely fair. You know, like skins to monetize things, completely fair. Huge fan of that in general. The hamster crew is also a bit of a banger. Looks pretty fun. The dragon, I don't quite understand how they. Oh, it follows your mouse. That's really cool. I really like how it follows your mouse. I don't really understand how the revolutions would work there. But yeah, just make it close his eye. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the revolutions work. Maybe as the color comes out, that's it, finishing its revolution there. I'm not entirely sure. So these seem to get faster and faster. Okay, so as they go around, they actually like charge themselves up and get faster and faster. That's interesting. Essential power times 10. Okay, and then every level up is essentially like just a 0.01 per level. Which means the yellow is probably not great value, but then as multiplicative. I don't know. I reckon just go to like nice 25, gets up to 10 in a second, and we'll go from there. I like that there's so many achievements. Like I know most of these sorts of games have lots of achievements, but it's kind of nice to be able to like work for things. Eternity under a minute. Okay, it must be like game progression kind of stuff. Supernova, RP. the numbering in these in auto games in general has always been a bit hectic for me, like just the letters and all the hectic numbers. I know having like just like 50 zeros in a row isn't really going to work, and so I think it's called scientific numbering, maybe. I'm not sure. Might be what it's called. Unity automation. I'm not. Interesting. But yeah, so this is like seems pretty straightforward to get into. There's been lots of auto games I've tried in the past where you start off the game and there's like 20 different mechanics, and they're all kind of like getting you go here and there and somewhere else, and kind of just like swings and roundabouts a bit. I'm kind of glad this is relatively like straightforward to start off, like, and not having to spam clicking again. Really enjoy that. I'm not having to like click 1,000 times to kind of, you know, like get the ball rolling. Like yeah, I think if a game has like clicking in it, it's really hard to balance it, because people either auto click it, which means you need to nerf it for auto clicking, or they don't balance it for auto clickers, and then people will just break things through like unrealistic clicks. So I'm really glad that it doesn't have any of that in it. Has a bit of like an older UI feel, like early days of idle games, but the no clicking mechanic I really like, and it could just be like a design choice, and I kind of like the simplicity of it. It spins around, and it's kind of the vibe, at least for this part of the game, as far as I'm aware. Definitely could be missing something. 50k. We should probably. So I'm assuming after 100 you ascend, maybe. That's how ascension works. Ascension 10x's. So I'm not going to get near that 100 there. If I put like 10 to there, it'd be like, I'm guessing like 30, 40,000 by the time it gets up to the next 10, which should be 44. So I'm pretty sure I just pop some in here and wait until 50k now, maybe. Progress to infinity, 1.1%. Okay, so there might be something in help to explain how infinity works, but I'm assuming that it's just a certain amount of revolutions potentially. When a circle makes a lap, it's a revolution and gains the amount of your multis. Your income is a product of all multis. Okay. Makes sense, multiplicative, which is why the number gets so big so quickly. Buying revolutions will help increase revolution speed. Press B to buy all upgrades. Okay, so there's hotkeys, so you don't have to like be clicking manually. That's awesome. When you max out revolution level, you're able to ascend it. It'll reset its level to 5, but the multi will gain multi. Starts at 10, but you'll be able to increase it later on. That's interesting. So you don't like ascend your entire game and start from scratch, it looks like. It seems like the actual revolution areas seem to, like each building, I guess I would call them maybe in other games, seems to be its own kind of ascension, which is really interesting because it means that you're not going to be losing, well, I mean, you'll lose a big multi, but you're not losing everything and starting fresh. And then you can build it up relatively quickly and then kind of go ham. I really like that concept. I haven't seen that as far as I'm aware before. And that's really, really is interesting. The music, I'm not sure if the music or if the volumes are right. No idea. First time kind of like recording something. But that's probably player ID. Okay. Nice. Don't know if that's important. But yeah, the music's really like chill. Really nice background music. Like, oops, my bad. It'll be loud there, but you know, actually decent ambient music. Like some games are a bit too hectic or a bit too like in your face, but this kind of actually really nice kind of ambience, or kind of like very fitting for the game, I would say, which is nice. Well, I'm not too much of like a sound person normally when it comes to games. I like the options to be able to have music and everything minimized, off when minimized. That's really, really nice. Here we go. This is what talking about numbers wise. Okay. So you got standard, and then scientific, which is volume 110, engineering. Yeah, numbers. What do they mean, Mason? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like what's what, but number get bigger equals good. So far, I feel like I'll probably play this for the next couple of days, like as like a second screen kind of game, just like clicking on things. I think it was B to upgrade. I wonder if I have to hover over. Okay, I don't have to hover over to upgrade. I just something lights up, I press B, number go up. I kind of like that. The hotkeys. I'll probably play this as like a second monitor kind of game, and see what the next progression's like. I'm assuming that after Infinity, maybe you unlock the next. Oh, here we go. It says unlocks at first Infinity, then first Eternity, first Unity, and something's got to unlock this. I'm assuming it's the first time you prestige or you level up this this set over here. But find out when we get there, if we get there. I don't believe it said how to get to Infinity. It definitely might have, but I didn't really see it, which is probably my fault. So it'd be interesting, like if it's just revolutions, and if so, if we automatically, like if I'm not sure if this resets completely when we get to Infinity, or if Infinity just unlocks the next tier of revolutions, which will then keep unlocking the next areas. I know some games have like different areas have different like prestiges, or like you can kind of ascend at different rates in different areas of the game, and they kind of almost like standalone ish in the way that they function. So I'm curious on how the different areas kind of function with each other or like interact with each other if they do. So far though, super basic, super easy to like understand, at least at the very basic level. Like I think I kind of understand how this works a little bit. I'd be interested in how it progresses and what the next areas are like. I'm assuming it'll probably just be more circles, but more revolutions, hence the name Revolution Idol. Makes sense. I'm curious on if time flux is like, I feel like this isn't something that I'm going to be using that often. You have to like go away to like earn it, and then you come back, and then you get 10 minutes per hour offline of like active time. I'll probably just have the game running. So I'm pretty sure that in most games, if you have the game running, it's more like efficient than like having it off and earning that kind of AFK time boost kind of things. But we'll see how it goes in the next couple of days. I think that's probably it for my first impression of Revolution Idol. My bad if audio quality is terrible or if just kind of rambling a little bit. I don't think anything's going to happen, anything as far as I'm waiting until this gets to 100. So I'm going to kind of just like let this second monitor kind of vibe and see what progresses. If that unlocks this automatically, awesome. And then I'll probably have a look to see if I'm still interested in the game. But otherwise, I'm going to keep an eye out for more idle games in general. If you have any like idle games you want to like recommend or suggest, please let me know. Kind of looking at like the free to play kind of like idle games at the moment, mainly on Steam. But I'm also open to like anything realistically, like that good second monitor grinder. Kind of just like looking at trying to pass the time in a productive manner, Copium. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, and sorry if the levels are a bit off, but yeah, really appreciate it. Have a good one.